All right, let's talk about the truth about Nikola Jokic, because the truth is starting to really come out throughout these NBA playoffs and now in the NBA Finals. It's the truth that really hurts a lot of media members who had to push this agenda that he shouldn't be the MVP and actually that Joel Embiid should be the MVP. Now, we've already talked about that in a previous video about how he got robbed as the most valuable player in the NBA, but that's not exactly what this video is about. This is the truth about Nikola Jokic. First of all, the truth is he should have been the first player since Larry Bird to have back-to-back MVP awards. This is not even, I think a lot of people wouldn't even say this is an opinion anymore after the season. But not just that, if he wins the NBA Finals and NBA Finals MVP award, the Serbian, 28 years old, all of a sudden would have leapfrogged multiple players in NBA history as an all-time great. And that's the truth. Because if Nikola Jokic actually wins this NBA Finals and Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets actually go on to dominate the series while Nikola Jokic is just throwing up triple doubles, it's no one's business, and he wins NBA Finals MVP, which he probably will. He's like minus 1,000 right now to win the Finals MVP. All of a sudden, he leapfrogs players in NBA history like Charles Barkley, Karl Malone. I would say he leapfrogs Dirk Nowitzki because they're both one-time champions, but Jokic is a two-time MVP. Plus, he'd leapfrog Kevin Durant. They both have one MVP. Yeah, Durant would have one MVP, Jokic two finals to one final. But really, let's be frank, like the Nikola Jokic finals win here is a lot tougher than having, Steph Curry and the Warriors. Like this finals for Jokic is worth more than the finals for Kevin Durant combined. So in general, he'd leapfrog multiple players and all of a sudden be like a top 15 player in the NBA history. And which is really important to think about here is the fact that he's only 28 years old and he does not rely on athleticism, to say the least. And with that, he'd be primed to win more MVP awards at 28, and he'd probably go into next season as the favorite. And voters, narratives, like in general, since he didn't win this year, and if they won the NBA Finals, both voters are gonna push that different narrative than they did this year, that he deserved it this year and that they didn't give it to him. So if he plays anywhere near the same level, he's probably gonna win another MVP award. So he'd have 3 MVPs, a final MVP, an NBA championship, and he'd probably have 5 to 7 years left on his prime with an opportunity to win at least another championship. Look, there's no dominant teams in the NBA, so there is a good opportunity that Nuggets could win back-to-back championships, or like 2 out of 4, or something along those lines with Nikola Jokic. So if that all happens, all of a sudden we're talking about a guy who'll have a resume as a top 10 player of all time. He'll have a resume as the greatest European basketball player of all time. And really, he's going to be in rare company. So that is the absolute truth about Nikola Jokic. And I think it's time that we appreciate real MVP a little bit more.